our motor from the junkyard. You see what I'm saying? And we put a supercharged 427 Chevrolet down in a chassis. And the same year, there were about 3 other guys. And the next year, my land, everybody and their brother had one. The same like, you know. And that was a whole new ball game.
Competition is the name of the game in pulling, and nowhere is the competition more serious than in the super modified 2-wheel drive class. This class attracts a lot of new ideas and innovations, and one truck on the cutting edge of the sport is the class leader, an S10 Chevy called Spike. On Team Spike, Mark Hare, only 26 years old but already in his 10th year of pulling, does the driving. Vehicle owners Bill and Mark Humphrey built this and many other 2-wheelers. Spike clings to a 4-point lead over 1987 winter champion Jim Lyons and the Stitches GMC. Mike Stowe's Aries-powered Bad Dog is 3rd. Ken Lamont, winter and summer champion in 1986, has been making up ground but is still in 4th place. Leo K's Driller Corvette Funny Car is 5th. 3 major indoor events highlight the Redman TNT pulling calendar this fall. The Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, and the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana.
These are the real diehards of the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series, the Mini Rod Men. Pound for pound, these are by far the most powerful vehicles in pulling today. Blasting down the track on one of these dynamos is a thrill unsurpassed in any motorsport. 3 full pulls have already made it into the pull-off as Nordy Wenham and the Agitator pull onto the track.
Big block Chevrolet, 1,500 horsepower, weighing 1,800 pounds. Most awesome power-to-weight ratio in the sport. If you were going to get the same ratio on a bigger tractor, you would have to run something like 6 Aries engines to make the same ride. As a matter of fact, a lot of the guys that drive the big multi-engine tractors will tell you the big multi-engine tractors are just the same type sensation as these guys get with this power-to-weight ratio. The quick wheelbase, kind of the sprint cars of the sport, wouldn't you say, Butch?
That's right, Army. We like to always call them the sprint cars, but I'll tell you, the way it reminds me last night, ladies and gentlemen, most of these guys are just completely twisting the frame so bad. The engines are torquing so much when they come down.
Started coming out violently. They might watch out. A little bit of alcohol might, no problem. I thought we might have a little bit of a fire. The track crew immediately goes out. Give that man a round of applause. He flat took a ride for you. Super job, the Agitator, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd place finish last year. He wants to get back into the pull-off this year. Out of Wisconsin, Nordy Wenham.
Next up, Ken Wright in Fantasy 2.
They only get 1 hook. They call this a kamikaze event because you only got 1 shot at it. You got to either take it out or put it back in the box and take it home. This gentleman out of Iowa, Fantasy 2, the name of it, had a 3rd place finish in the class last year. How about it, Butch? He finished 3rd last year, but he's back here going to try to win that thing this year. A full pull. Ladies and gentlemen, give that man a round of applause. Super shot. Came out, pulled the feet out of the water. Like I say in drag racing, pulling the front wheels up at about the 50-foot mark and just started walking it on the other end. That means 3 of them are going to come back in a pull-off for sure. Now what these fellas are doing, they're watching the guy in front of them to see how he's doing, and progressively these fellas are starting to get the track dialed in. A lot of canned heat sitting at the bottom of the drawing order. It's not over by a long shot, believe me. Not going to work. Got it back out of the throttle. Blew the right front wheel out when he came down.
A wild ride for Terry Dobrosky. All that power in such a small package can be hard to handle.
Well, Terry, you were just a little bit light on the nose. I think you figured that right after you left the starting line.
Yeah, just a little bit light up there. Couldn't control it, that's all.
Well, did you change your weights before you came in here this afternoon, or did you go with the first premonition you had?
I put more on, but I didn't put enough more in the front.
The field for the pull-off is set. Horst, Guenther, Wright, and Hoffman. All four scored full pulls on their first trip down the track. Now more weight is being added to the sled, and we'll see who has the toughest mini rod in Louisville. Remember, these little guys are powered by the same areas and Rodax the big boys run. Pennsylvania's Dennis Horst is the first on the line, behind the wheel of the Red Fox.
First one comes out. Horst out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, homemade vehicle. How many people think this tractor's going to win it? Let's get down one-on-one. How many people think this boy can win this thing? Okay, let's find out in just a minute. He says they're right in the middle of the track. Red Fox going for every inch he could. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause? The Red Fox himself, Dennis Horst. Now what they'll do, they'll put an orange cone. They have already marked it right beside Butch on the side of the track. There's an orange cone. That'll indicate the lead distance for the sled.
Dennis, nice pull, though. We noticed so you got in and you got back out of it real quick. Said you got in and got out of it real quick.
I didn't have no traction right off the line. The tires just sat right up on top, so I had to back out of it to get them to go again.
Well, nice pull. You made it. You set the bubble for everybody. Let's see what happens now as we get ready to go.
Glynn-Guenther has his work cut out for him to beat Horst Run. How tough is the Tough Enough?
Out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, ladies and gentlemen, Tough Enough, the name of the vehicle, featured many national magazines. Guenther taking his time, backing up the sled, spots the sled. He always comes off the left side of the track. Has so much torque, the vehicle has a natural tendency to hook right on him. He always starts on the left and tries to end up on the right of the track. All right, if you're from the south, this is the guy you got to pull for right here. Guenther looked over at the marker on the left side of the track when it started to pull down on him. From the announcer's viewpoint, I cannot see how close he is. They did mark the lead distance. Butch has given me about 3 or 4 inches here. And it goes right out. Let's give Glynn-Guenther a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Tough Enough out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Well, Glenn, you take over number 1 there. That was an excellent shot. How did it feel to you on that one?
Oh, I feel real good. If it can hold up.
Well, I talked to Dennis. Dennis blew the head gasket there at the last minute when he came down the track in that last power surge. And he went over right away, and he made, it's about 2 or 3 inches. But as always, you're one tough competitor, and I understand your chassis company's doing extremely well.
Well, we're proud to have as many chassis here as possible to run, and just anything to promote mini rod tractor pulling.
Well, Glenn, good luck to you in the future. We hope to see you back here next year.
Ken Wright, the gentleman's name out of Iowa. How many Iowa people we have here today? All right, let's get behind this guy now. He's trying to take a shot. Pennsylvania's taking a shot. He's set number 2. Arkansas sitting on the bubble. He's number 1 right now at a 186.03. Ken Wright, once again, getting ready to take a shot. He's got to go further than 186.03. If you're out of Iowa, it's time to yell right now. He just put you in the number 1 spot, ladies and gentlemen. How about giving that guy's taking 2 super rides today. Believe me, he's rocking and rolling down here for you.
Kenny Wright, nice pull.
Thank you, Butch.
I'll tell you what, I know you came loaded for bear. You were 3rd here last year, and I know you're going after all the marbles. You got 1 more to sit here and watch come down the track now.
Yeah, we've been pulling here for about 8 or 9 years now, and we've been shooting for this top spot, and we just hope we'll be lucky enough to get it here today.
He's going to pull the trigger on both barrels. He's got nothing to lose. He's got everything to win. RPM come up. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ken Wright will take the win in the Power Rod Division.
A good effort, but Ronnie Hoffman doesn't have the distance to knock off Ken Wright's fantastic run in the Fantasy 2.
Well, Ken Wright, I'll tell you what. I wish I could have had a picture on the expression of your face a few minutes ago when you watched Johnson make, when Ronnie made that last shot there.
Yeah, we've been coming here for several years. We've been shooting for this #1 spot. Last year we were third. Year before we were second. We've been looking for this #1 spot, and it does feel good.
Well, we're very, very proud of you. That's really the top three, the way you've been coming on there. That's you've been shooting for it. You've been searching. You've been hungry. Finally, you got it.
Thank you. And I'd like to take this time to thank the people at ICI and Redman and all the people associated with this poll. We enjoy coming to it every year. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of Iowa, let's give Kenny a nice round of applause. Ken Wright, your winner here this afternoon.
Be a part of the most powerful sport on earth with a TNT membership. Get 12 issues of Power Tracks, the monthly pulling magazine, a Redman TNT pulling cap, a TNT Motorsports patch, Redman and TNT decals, plus a 10% discount card on all mail order purchases. Send check or money order for $24.95 to this address, or charge it to your Visa or MasterCard by calling 1-800-227-3167. Order now.
Well, that's it. The 1987 ICI Americas Redman Pulling Championships from the National Farm Machinery Show at Louisville, Kentucky. Sanctioned by Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series.
Pretty lucky. We got a good hold of the track, and we had quite a lot of power. And I'd like to thank ICI America and Redman for putting the pull on, and the Farm Machinery Show for having it here.